Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Judy if you didn't already know, and today I have another nursing related video for you guys. If you're new here, you end up enjoying the content, maybe want to see more, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So, nursing school's over, you might have taken a break just to chill, not look at a book for a few months, maybe you're studying for the NCLEX, maybe you're like, I'm gonna travel for a little bit, whatever the case may be. This video here is for my new grads. Just a little recap about myself. I'm a registered nurse here in Canada. I work in an emergency department and an outpatient IV clinic. And I would say that I went through quite a few hurdles to get to a place where I'm content and I feel somewhat competent at my job. So in this video, I'm gonna go over how I survived. Yes, survived. I'm using that word. How I survived what can be the most intimidating time ever, which is first year as a new grad nurse. So first, why do I use the word survive? The truth of the matter is that some of you guys are really gonna have to survive some hostile, uncomfortable experience and environments. You ever heard the phrase, nurses eat their young? Well, some of these environments and workspaces really bring that phrase to life. So they do exist in real life, and you're very lucky if you don't have that experience. Because personally, I did at some point. So you are incredibly lucky if you find a place that appreciates you right off the bat. That being said, just know that there might be times where people undermine your intelligence, they might belittle you, they might insult you, and don't stand for it, please. If you're gonna take anything from this video, make sure you know this. Know your scope, know what you're comfortable with, and know what you deserve. Yeah, so get ready for this ramble. It's really hard to organize everything when there's just so much to say, so bear with me. So first thing I want to touch on is your competency level and knowledge level as a new grad. You are going to need to humble yourself. You may have been that student who got a 4.0 GPA, 100% on every lab, skills test, everything, but this is now the real world and you need to be a receptive learner and open to learning new things. If you're asked to do something that you've never done before, be honest, know your limits, but still try to be proactive. Don't be afraid to just be like, hey, I've never done this before, but I'm down to learn how, teach me, you know? So now the next person who asks you, you're competent and you know what to do. And I'll tell you right now, people will appreciate that response way more than someone that's just like, I don't know. Okay, so along with all the things that I just said, like humbling yourself, knowing your limits, being proactive, etc., make sure you don't stop learning. Things that I really use to help me kind of get situated in my job were things like podcasts, especially. I loved to listen to the FreshRN podcast by Kati, Kleber. The podcast has a range of content. Sometimes she'll focus on really basic skills like time management, things like that. Other times she'll go into ICU, ventilation, stuff like that. So I found it really neat because I could just listen to it while I'm doing other things, like I would be cleaning or driving to work. It was just very convenient. Another podcast that I heard is good is the Nurse Blake podcast. I personally haven't listened to it, but everyone knows Nurse Blake. He's hilarious, so I'm sure it's good. Another thing I used to do early on was I would kind of take note of the diagnoses and medications that I was seeing frequently on my unit, and I would review those at home or just learn more about them on my own time. So I would review the patho and pharm. Now for skills, I really enjoyed watching the Registered Nurse RN videos. Obviously, she's a staple for every nursing student. She is still a staple for me as an RN. If I forget how to do something because it's been so long or I maybe have never done it before, quick, easy, simple explanation, and it's visual, so everything is there. So great resource before and after becoming a nurse. Also, once I was employed, my health authority offered some free seminars and workshops to help us build some skills. So if your health authority provides anything like that are free, go ahead and do that. So this one's very important. The next thing I want to touch on is everything social, your social life outside of work and within work. First things first, do not, and please, I repeat, do not get involved in workplace drama. Like me, I just go to work and then come home. I don't really tell people my business. For what? Personally, for what? Also, when you're at work, I would recommend you try not to put your opinion out too much, just because I've just seen it bite too many people in the behind. Okay, I'll just give you an example. Like if a bunch of your coworkers are talking about how hostile another coworker, charge nurse, or whoever it may be is, do not join in or offer an opinion unless it's to stand up for that person. Because you know what's going to happen? One of those coworkers is going to go up to them and be like,
you've been so hostile here, you know, even Judy thinks so.
Go, now you got an enemy. Next. avoid at all costs, okay? Unless you're messy and you're about that life, then go on. Okay, social media. We've all seen those TikTok videos of the nurses. They got canceled, they got fired. Just don't be that nurse. Don't be dumb with your phone, please. Please, I'm begging you. Just be very careful with how you mix social media and work. Now, with your social life outside of nursing, go find yourself a hobby outside of nursing with non-nursing friends. Just make sure nursing isn't your everything, your end-all be-all. I would just recommend that you try and create a meaningful life that you enjoy outside of work as well. Now let's jump into things to keep your body in shape and to stay that way. Us nurses, we need to take really good care of our bodies because all that strenuous work is going to age us like 20 years ahead of time. You will be working day shifts, night shifts, you'll be lifting, you'll be bending, etc., etc. Body mechanics, Lord. Body mechanics honestly get thrown out the window a lot of times. Like, why is my back hurting? I'm young. So rule number 1, do not forget about hygiene. Shower, brush your teeth, do your full skincare routine, get your lashes, nails, pedicure, whatever you need to make yourself feel clean and good. Do that. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Rule number 2, exercise. Now that you have nursing money, you can afford a gym membership, and please actually go. And if it's not the gym, then join a sport or another activity that you actually enjoy. Just get your body moving. This next one is very hypocritical of me, and I'm working on it, but eat. When you're going to work, make sure you're packing more food than you need because you'd be surprised how hungry you could get on shift. And I'll tell you right now, it's so easy to forget to eat. So do not wither away, eat. Another one that's very hypocritical of me, but I'm also still working on, rest. Sleep, the thing you're supposed to do like every day. It's like actually a part of your daily living and how to survive. This profession is not like many others where people are like, oh, make sure you get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. That's actually like impossible if you're working random hours all week. So your circadian rhythm will be a little bit messed up, but just whenever you can, make sure you're resting and listen to your body. Lastly, I want to touch on your mindset and perspective in nursing. Although you will meet quite a few nurses who have a bad attitude or bad things to say about the profession, try to have a positive outlook or you will be miserable. Just know from the bottom of your heart that you're doing amazing and needed work. Hospitals can't run without us. We all know we deserve better though. That's a conversation for another day. If you're having a tough time adjusting to the unit, maybe reach out to a superior, or at least in my health authority, we have what's called a clinical nurse educator, and they can go over whatever you're uncomfortable with, maybe some skills or how to manage your time and stuff. So look into that as well. So not only that, but make sure you educate yourself on what kind of mental health aids there are available to you because there are some pretty traumatizing things that you might see when on the job. So just keep that in mind. If you need help, go get it. And take your personal days too if you need it. I know it's a lot sometimes. Last tip is just something I kind of threw into this section, but I'm going to touch on what kind of job to get when you graduate. So decide whether you want to be part-time, full-time, or casual, but I'll probably get into that further in another video if you guys want. When I graduated, I immediately started as casual, and I've been casual for almost 2 years now. I personally love it. So my advice to you is to know yourself, know your capacity, know what other commitments you have outside of nursing. Time management is of the essence, so know your priorities, know your schedule, and hopefully that'll help you decide. Do not burn yourself out too early by taking a full-time line if you know you're going to suffer. And if you're part-time or casual, you can always pick up shifts to supplement your income because we are short everywhere, so you're never going to be without work. So I want to end this video off with saying that I am in no way perfect. I am still working on a lot of these things, and there's always room for improvement. And for you, if you can even just do one of these things, it's better than doing nothing. I just personally know how dancing and hanging out with non-nursing friends affects my life in such a positive way. And oh my gosh, if I actually sleep, how uplifted I am. I always wake up and I'm just like, damn, imagine if I did this often, like how great I would feel. But I can't. But I still appreciate the times that I do, you know? But yeah, that concludes this video. I hope you learned something. I hope there's something that you could take from this. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and if you got to the end, even better. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you next time.